Hi, everybody. This is the Audacity Hour, our new podcast, table conversation, women supporting women, supporting local, women owned,
Women produced.
women produced, all the things. Every Sunday, this is Sunday talk.
We have our Sunday mass and our Sunday table.
Yes. Yeah. Sunday church, talk about the Lord. And we have our table talks.
Somebody posted this about how
What was it?
just some random person,
Oh.
but they're just talking about how God. I don't believe in God. I personally don't believe in God, and I say
Okay.
that meaning as in I wasn't raised believing him. The whole take on it is that why would God allow for such heinous people to rule the world right now? And they're saying the fact that he thinks for the specific people that voted for specific people, the fact that you guys are okay with what's going on. But then again, it's the same people who are okay with the fact that our leader is this and that. And you guys are the same people that say that he believes in God as well, or he did this, he did that. I mean, everything of that sort. I don't know that. You guys need that. You guys need to let me know these sources.
Well, what I hear is the hypocrisy and the irony of situations. What you're describing is the front to power, wealth, position. Are we surprised that men do that or want to do that? No, which then kind of goes back to the micro cheating
It does.
conversation. I think a lot of that is about control and feeling powerful, right?
Yeah.
Like you feel that you can do whatever you want, but you can live that fantasy and you have the power to do that.
Is micro cheating worth it for you guys? Is cheating worth it,
Yeah.
guys?
Does anybody believe in
What is
micro cheating?
what is the
micro cheating
point?
to you?
But
Yeah,
what is the point of cheating when you can say you don't want to be in a relationship with someone? There's that.
There's that. Yes. I think that snowballs into fragile masculinity of men, fragile insecurities. But definitely women do it. Women do it as well.
We all do equally.
Yeah, we all do it. But I think that it is more, I think men are more,
They're predominant.
yes, they're predominant. And that's like almost part of the culture. It is part of the
Oh, very
culture.
much so.
Yeah.
It's predominant in the male culture.
Yes.
It's something that they praise.
Yeah,
It's
they're
crazy.
almost rewarded.
Yeah,
in a
no,
sense.
they are. They
Like,
are.
Yeah. They're it's like
It's
a
the
bro
double
tag.
standard. It's that whole thing.
Yes.
No, you can do it, but I can't do it. Because if you do it, you're a hoe. But if I do it, I'm a boy. I'm a man. I'm a bro. For you guys to have everything in the world and for you guys to still fail at life is crazy. For you to be born as a man and to still fail at everything that you do is crazy.
I have my initial thought about that when I think of like father figures. I'm not trying to be negative about my own father, but he's a good man. I've always known and understood that he had 5 children, but he was never able to provide in a way that was adequate, And then that you just let him be. And then like that was it. He has all the love and attention and it kind of stops there. That can kind of circle into a lot of things, talking about insecure emotions and even grief and stress. Because I think like men are presented with stress in a different way than women because we're mothers and we have so many levels of stressors that we already forced to learn how to deal with it. And when men get presented these challenges or
They crumble.
Yeah.
That's why when you guys get sick, it takes a whole village to take care of you.
Yeah. That's why they kind of act like babies and, and adult children. Yeah. But as moms, we're presented with that challenge and it's either a little more that, this or that for moms. We're presented with a child.
It's fight or flight when it comes to a mom.
Yeah.
It's funny because they say it's instinctual. Our maternal instinct is to nurture and do this and do that, but it's also our maternal instinct to fight for our kids.
Yes.
And for some reason, because you guys put your penis in somebody for a couple of minutes and you produce a child. But I guess that doesn't flow into them the same way it flows into us. I guess that's what the 9 months takes to kind of build that within us. They don't have that.
Right. I didn't even think of it that way. Like we do have that 9 months of like thinking and preparing and processing, and then they can be there or not.
Let's go there because I've had this conversation where someone's saying that marriage is more concrete than a child is. Someone told me that. They think that if they get
Very
married to someone,
interesting.
if I have a child with someone after the fact that I'm married, that nothing's ever bad. Nothing bad's ever going to happen to me because in society, that's what we believe. We believe that, because we are in a union together, you're not going to stop being a parent. You're not going to be a bad parent. You're not going to do this or do that, right? I've had this conversation so many times with people and I'm just sitting there. Do you think because you're married on paper that it's going to stop this man from leaving you?
That topic of marriage, I also had many, many conversations with. And I mean, I would say brainwash in what marriage is, because that's not what I see a relationship is or a
Mhm.
marriage is at all. But I think that's what you're taught. You're taught that it's something that you have to, it's so binding
Yeah.
and it's shameful to do anything else but that. But
It's legally binding, but let's go back into why marriage is the way it is.
I had this conversation with my brother. When I think of marriage and going back, I think of royalty.
I think of ownership.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
It's exactly that. If we go
Yeah,
back into
it's true.
let's go back into facts. Men were supposed to like how people owned slaves, they owned people, men owned their
Yes.
women.
Yes.
Men owned their women like livestock.
Yes.
So when I think of marriage, I don't think it's something that I don't think it should be praised.
Yeah.
And the fact that I know everyone's take on it is different. My take is why are we sitting there congratulating a union because they are getting married, not
Right.
knowing what's happening within the marriage. I love to
A
see happy
facade.
marriages. I love to
Yeah.
see, but I also love to see happy relationships.
I think that should be first. You have a happy relationship first and you make sure that's a good foundation. And then we talk about marriage. But see, the conversations are flipped and it's the other way around. It's like we talk about marriage and we figure out what we're going to do to get there instead of getting to a healthy relationship. Like, and you're 100% right. I just want to go back to what I meant about the royals. Like, see as royalty at a certain time, and it was so contractual,
Mhm.
right? You had the King of England, you need to marry somebody, or, a woman of a different country so that
So they can,
alignment, right?
yeah,
And they can gain more power, more land, and all of that. It wasn't about
it was
anything outside of that.
transactional.
It was 100% business of transaction. And women were unsafe. The king, well, I guess, or queen, like, thankfully there was some queens out, in that time, but their job was to make that contract and then have children.
Exactly.
And that's horrible.
But
Yeah.
all to the end of
Yeah.
time, it's all been about business, business and making a transaction.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is about business and money and power and wealth. That's the bottom line for everybody because
Without,
that's what
they
people
say
want.
power is everything. And
And
unfortunately,
there's good power. Yeah.
no, there's
Yeah.
good power for sure. Unfortunately, everyone uses their power for evil.
Mm.
Majority, at least, use
Right.
the power for evil.
Is that I think a stem from of that is that people are selfish. I think also isn't like for survival, like, your body has survival instincts because generational that your body wants to always live. It's
Mhm.
always it's meant to survive.
Yeah,
So it's
we do what we need to do to
yeah.
stay afloat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People will go in any direction to make that happen.
That's true.
And it's usually to step on other people
Mhm.
to get there. 100%. And we see that we've seen that since 2016, actually longer than that.
Till the
But
beginning of time.
100%. I just have to say about that is that so California is going to have a new governor pretty soon. We're going to be voting on a new governor. And there is one candidate. He seems really great. He's an environmentalist, Tom something. He's a billionaire. He was a billionaire investor. But right now he's presenting himself as a really ethical guy for the community. I think that's true. I think he is an humanitarian. I think that is true who he is right now. Hard for me to look at that and be like, "Hey, so you're a billionaire. How'd you make your money? Did you invest in maybe housing that was in the projects, or did you take advantage of minorities to get your money?" I'm sure you did. To me, is really hard because I mean,
But that take is it's difficult to kind of go back on because,
yeah. What
like
do
you
you
said,
think?
if people step on other people to get, and not in an extremely malicious intent,
Mm.
to get to where they are, to later come back, kind of that Peter is now helping, yeah, type of
Yeah.
situation.
Mhm.
It's a little, I think there's some blurred lines in between that. But if you're just attacking people and attacking people and attacking people and you have all this money, you do nothing with it to assist other people, then there's that. Because honestly, when it comes to making money, you have to do certain things to get to where you need to get to.
That's
We all, because even if you're ethical making your money, people around you aren't ethical, and you can't control what other people do. So it's always going to come back, especially someone in such a spotlight where it's going to come back and they're going to say, "Well, you supported this, and your money went into this, not even knowing what happened." And then
yeah.
it's a very vicious cycle, but when you have so many people incorporated into your business, there's always going to be one bad apple that kind of
Yeah.
falls off. It
Right.
taints it for everyone. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but it's the truth.
People are people, and they're gonna be selfish, and could I ask you how do you make for your businesses and for your business mindset, how do you make it the most ethical?
You
What
stick
would be
to
your
number
advice?
1, you stick to what you have a game plan and you stick to that. You go in with a specific mindset and you stick to that. You don't stray away from it because you see extra dollar signs coming your way. Once you have something from step 1, you abide by that at all costs. Just how anyone is within any type of commitment. You see something certain way, you don't change it because guess what? Something else is new and shiny. It's harder that way for sure, but look at OnlyFans, right? I only
Yeah.
say this because I've seen other girls that are
Tell
in
me, yeah.
OnlyFans.
We talked about OnlyFans has a great business,
Yeah,
by the way. Go
but
ahead.
with that being said, a lot of girls, they kind of run their course really fast when it comes to OnlyFans because they see the sponsorships that once they get a little taste of good money, they run and they kind of go to different directions. And with those different directions in anything in the entertainment business, here they see a little bit more dollars, they see a little more green, and they do a little more money for that change, knowing that they're uncomfortable with it. If you just
Mm.
stick in, we're saying this as ethical, right?
Yeah.
Ethical business, and we're saying OnlyFans. Women support women,
Well,
that's why.
yeah, the world is not the world. You're gonna find nowhere in the world where it's, like, gonna be completely ethical.
Yeah, exactly. Like, ever gonna
People
be 100%.
yeah, it's never gonna be on set,
I was
yeah.
thinking when it comes to, like, animal shelters, come on.
Yeah,
So
that's
we can't even talk about
100%.
ethical yet.
Yes. Go
Well,
ahead.
with that being said, you just have to have a set guideline and you just have to follow through with it. That's it. Again, say with relationships, you have even in your platonic and your romantic relationships, you have guidelines. You say you're not okay with X, Y, and Z doing this, but because you love him so much, you let him do it. And now you've lost yourself. And now you're not going to attain the goal that you wanted because you lost yourself in the process.
I really appreciate you bringing up losing yourself because my experience with relationships is that I mean, I have lost myself and come back from lost myself, come back. And I think we both have in a lot of ways. And it's like, you're right, keeping to that. Okay, I know that I can go off that path of losing myself, but then and at one point I did that. And then we went off
Hmm.
to do all these places. But now it's, okay, I lose myself. And then actually, this is a time where I'm just going to learn. Like,
Hmm.
I'm learning
You can
to,
pivot.
yeah,
Yes.
to pivot to back to what you're saying,
Yes.
that guideline, that and going back, and but it just don't stay on that way.
And I think that's another thing too, that people believe that there's only one path towards certain ways. If you redirect and you figure out the fact and you understand that you messed up and you pivot back and change, kind of
Yeah.
minimize what you did there and kind of go back, people change. We're humans, we make
Yeah.
mistakes, we do certain things. We can change as people, but when hold you to such a high standard and they just kind
Put
of
you in a box, maybe.
yes, that
Yeah.
too. It also the fact that they put you at such a high standard, you're conformed to this specific box.
Yeah.
And when you, as a human being, sorry, redirect from it, there for them to say, and no one's human, no one's 100% perfect.
Yeah.
For them to say that you are a changed person and you're this and you're that, and that's the only vision they see of you is kind of crazy to me. But that's a whole nother, that's a whole take on that. Ethically, you have something that's set in your foundation. You abide by it. If you stare away, come back to it. It happens. It is what it
Right,
is.
right.
It's
We're all
life.
human, yeah. But you're right. I think that core sense of self and that the sense of who you are, and that is changing. That does change, right? And those losing yourself moments or traumatic things or even good things, those are all going to be introduced. And then, but sticking to your pathway and then walking through all those things through it, but and then keep going in that path is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
The goal in the end is always going to be the goal. However you attain it is going to be up to you, whether you ethically do it or you don't.
Okay, I have a question for you. Okay, could you share one goal about yourself? One, or it can be anything really, like personal goal, business goal, world goal.
Okay,
Just one
one of
goal, one.
my business goal
Yes,
in
that
the
is it.
end
That is
of all of this
yeah.
is by at least, and I hate putting a timeline on it, but I feel like with a timeline for me at least, it holds me accountable.
Yeah,
So I say by the time I'm 40, I want to at least have 4 separate streams of income.
I love that.
It doesn't matter where it's coming from
That's
because
huge.
I ventured out into so many different avenues of business, but at least 4 minimum.
I love that, of course. I've heard it's like 7 is even I've heard
That's
7 is the
7 is what you're
number.
supposed to have,
Okay.
so you don't fall off and become bankrupt and broke. Minimum at least 4.
I love that. And it's like physical, maybe in-person job on
Mainly, I'd rather have
okay.
everything done through passive income, so
Yeah,
mainly
passive income.
mainly
Yeah.
online, and because everything is online nowadays, I'd rather
Mm.
have it that way, and I want my money to work for
100%.
me.
Follow us online.
I'd rather my income work for me as opposed to me having to clock in, and I don't mind that either because I get bored very easily, so I probably will have to do that. But
Part-time, like
yeah,
part-time thing.
exactly,
Yeah.
because I wanna have time freedom for my kids.
Right.
I wanna be able to we live in California.
Yeah.
Like, I wanna be able to afford a home.
Yeah.
If not, I wanna be able to and this is one of the incomes that I wanna have eventually, either an Airbnb or some type of property where I am outside of California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I
We don't get
is good.
taxed as much outside of California, that's the reason why.
Yeah. This is we talk a lot about tax. Well, it's tax season. Like our country was founded on taxation without representation, the Boston Tea Party and all that. I'm very prideful about in terms of what it means for me to be an American and to that fight, but then there's a lot of other things that we're not happy with. But and this and it's great to talk about this like that right in this moment, Chris. So like talking about a positive thing that um thing or just a positive conversation about being an American and living in this beautiful country that I really love dearly. Not a lot of positive things.
There's not. No.
It's like recently, and it's just so that emotion is I've been feeling it since Renee Good died. As a mom, I could have been her and 100% about anything. It didn't have
Uh-huh.
to be something about political or that political scenario, but anything in the world. So rest in peace, Renee, and all that you do and did. How have you been feeling living in America in this country? Not in terms of has it been real? You don't have to go
Recently,
specifics or just be like, is it really negative? Really, really, and like
as of recently, obviously, with everything going on in the world, in my views on life right now, I don't align with a lot that's going on. But with that being said, the overall picture, you said we need to look at the positivity and we need to see and understand that we live in America. There are so many other
Yeah,
people out there that don't have access to what we have access to. And as
100%.
much as for us to even know what's going on in the world, for us to have utilize phones and media and certain things that other people don't even have that. So even
100%.
though it's a negative connotation of what's happening, the
Mhm.
fact that we have these devices in front of us, that's something positive for us to even know what's going on outside of our country,
True.
for us to even be informed is enough in itself. And yeah, there is a negative take on that because they're brainwashing us or doing this or doing that. But the fact that
Yeah,
we even know what's
propaganda.
going on, most countries don't even allow for women, number one,
100%.
to have ownership of anything under their name. For us to even be viewed as a separate entity to the men that
Mhm.
we're married to, the
And that
fathers that own us.
And that's that ownership of women is still going on outside this country. I would say a little bit inside this country in some situations, but definitely outside this country, 100%. It's happening. I really appreciate you bringing that up, Chris. And when I feel all of these things that are happening have already been done in history.
Yes.
That is really scary. But you're right. The element of having phones and cameras everywhere, I feel it definitely changes. The visibility aspect is okay, we see it, we know it, and the more information, the better. You can't
It's
hide
it's
as
up to
much.
you and how you utilize that device, that computer that you have within your hand.
It's very
How
powerful.
you intake it, how you feel about it, it's up to
Mhm.
you. If you sit there and you scroll all day and you look at negative things all day long, and yes,
Or
that doesn't
subscribe, or
yes,
subscribe.
or subscribe to negative things all day long, whether it's up to you and how you perceive things and how you intake it. And if you're gonna sit there all day for hours and sit there and look at all these negative things and on top of that, that's what it is. They're all negative things. But for you to sit there and take intake it and do nothing with it later, what is that doing for your brain? What is it doing for society?
Brain rot.
Exactly. So what's the purpose? For you to sit there and rage all day on something that you're not going to take any action for.
The
Because
in
we all have the same 24 hours in the day. We all have the same devices. We all have the same access
Yeah.
to media. But you can sit there and rage all day long and sit there and do nothing with it. That okay, you maybe get off your phone for a bit. Maybe stay away.
Ooh, get off your phone. I like that,
Maybe stay
Carissa.
away.
Maybe not go on those websites. Yeah. Okay, so question about that. Question about that, Carissa. Do you see women or men, or is there kind of an even balance when it comes to action and when it comes to ingesting information and actually doing something about it. Do you see women doing that more, or men taking action, women taking action? Or maybe nobody?
It really pertains to the situation at hand. I think when it comes, it kind of goes back to that thing of women and maternal instincts. And I feel nowadays within society, men don't take any action towards anything. I'm sorry, boys, men do. Boys, no. Men that
Boys.
still have that mentality of I am a provider, I'm this and that, whether they are or they're not, good for them. But obviously, as women, we prefer that because they want us to be set into our societal standard. I would like you to be within your societal standard too. But when it comes to men, I feel they take action. When it comes to women, I feel like all of us take action regardless of what's happening.
Yeah.
Because also the fact that we are now in 2026 and we can do everything. We can do everything as much as a man can. We have to put in more work to do everything
Correct.
to get to attain the same goal that they're at.
1000%.
Again, you guys are born into a society that is meant for you
Born into privilege.
and still
Yes.
fail.
Correct. I think that ambition, it's frustrating because like
Yeah.
when men actually do realize that and they take advantage of that privilege and then they have their ambition that goes with that, they soar. That's why there hasn't been a woman president because men are really in the circles of power. But not all men do that. And yeah, the boy and it's
And men love to back men. Women don't back women.
100%. Yes, we could go into that.
Yes.
I'd love to go into that question.
There's a
Let's do it.
reason why men are honestly, other than the fact that they're given so much from they're fed a fucking silver spoon from the beginning.
100%.
Men back men no matter what. When it comes to cheating, when it comes to anything,
Anything.
men will back men 100%
Yes.
because they love each other. But women,
It's the bro code. It's not that's a bro code, but also
that's what they claim it to be.
Yeah.
But women don't support women because no matter what women do, someone is going to judge someone else for something that they do. There's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to women.
yes, 100%. Do you think that women see men as saviors?
I think a lot of women do,
I do as well.
but I don't think that's the case in many instances. I think women can be saviors to women, but I think that a lot of them are in competition with each other and they don't
Yes.
believe that we should be better than each other. And that's the whole thing with cheating, right?
Yeah.
Kind of segueing into that
Yes, please
momentarily.
Do. Please do.
When a man who's in a relationship with a woman cheats, why does the woman get upset at the woman as opposed to the man who owed you loyalty? Because you were in a relationship with that man, not with that woman. That never makes sense to me. Why is a woman on another woman's ass because that's the ex to the guy that you're with now? That has nothing to do with you.
Would it be because of insecurities? Like maybe the woman has insecurities. So
I believe that. I believe that's the case. And for you to be in a relationship, and don't. I know people are gonna be like, "Well, you've never done that." No, we've all done that,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah.
we grow out of it at a
Yes.
certain point.
Yes.
I was like,
we lose our way, we come back.
exactly.
We change.
They attack
When
the
it
woman when it
comes
comes
to
to cheating.
that cheating triangle.
Yeah,
And then
the man owes loyalty to you. You don't owe any loyalty to that woman. And the whole thing when a woman comes to another woman, right? That's great. We love that for you guys. We love that in general, right? But at the same standard, are we not expecting the man to do that?
Yeah.
In the scenario that a man cheats on a woman, I think if women come into union together, we can be so fucking powerful.
That's what I'm saying. And this is what I feel this is what the start of this is this. And what we do.
This is what you mean
and what
regarding
you do.
you said we've never had a woman as president because guess what? All of our politicians are men and they will back each other and they will do the most heinous things behind closed doors and act like no one knows these things. But as women, we are so quick to judge each other and to put each other down, to topple on top of each other when we can work together and topple on top of them.
Correct. Yes. I have to send you a song. I forget what the artist name is. It's the song's called "Everyone Supports Women," but the line is everyone supports women until a woman is doing better than you.
Yes.
And it's whoa. When I heard that, I was 100%. That's part of it.
And now it's a competition. And now it's jealousy.
Yes, 100%. And that's so sad, and I mean, you're right. We could be so I mean, yeah, just the
To
potential.
me, whether it is or not, why is it that a woman is so quick to put down another woman and say, you're jealous, you're this, you're that, you're that? Why can't we just,
I know.
as
I don't
corny
know.
as it sounds, can't we just love each other?
No,
That's they love the hell out of each other.
I have to think about that. That is the question. Even if there's another woman who like we were going down the same path, trying to make the same goal, and then she gets there before me, I'm gonna be jealous.
I'm gonna say I'm happy for you. Teach me how to get there.
Yeah.
I want to attain the same goals that you have, that you've reached. That's how men are. Instead of saying, man, you suck because you got there before me. No, bro, pull me up with you. As opposed to women, and it fucking sucks because I want this for all of us. Oh, you're up there. Say even in the instance of, and I hate to bring this as an example, but
Go
OnlyFans,
ahead.
right?
Yeah.
They will
No, it's
shit on
fine.
women with
Yeah.
OnlyFans, but don't realize, yes, ethically that may not be for you. Okay, then turn away, right?
Right.
If it doesn't hurt you, leave it alone. With that being said, the money that they make, they go, oh, I want to make as much money as these women that make this money, but I'm not going to do what you're doing. I never told you to do that. I never
Yeah.
forced you to be here.
Yeah.
Yet you want to sit there and say, you want to know how I attained this type of money? Here you go. I'm giving you the blueprint. And yet you're going to shit here. You're going to sit here and shit on me and shame on
Mhm.
me, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm glad you got there. I'm glad. And on top of that, I was like, as messed up as it sounds, we are taking money from these like subservient men. So OnlyFans, as much as everyone ethically thinks it's horrid, it's
Mhm.
the men that we have to hold accountable with that.
Right.
But also, these women are making their money.
Yeah.
Strippers, they're making their money. Your husbands,
And political figures husband.
not your husbands in general, like men, but I'm just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we need to come together and start shaming these guys.
Yeah. I mean, no, I mean, that's the game.
Yes.
Like, that's the game, right?
And that's the game they play on us.
That's the game they
So
play on
play it back.
us. That's true.
And I think if we start understanding that
Yeah.
and put the emotions to the side
Mhm.
and do exactly what they do, we'll win. Yes, of course, we're going to have it internally where we feel it and we do certain things and
We have
it's
to
going to,
fight.
yeah, but we have to power through it, get to where we
Yeah.
need to get to. I said earlier, if it's a business standpoint, ethically, it may not be where you are. You're going to stray away a few times, but you're going to get to that goal and then you're going to come back and bring everyone else up with you.
100%, of course. So then what I'm hearing too is that when it comes to those situations when women supporting women, when one is successful, bringing it doesn't happen that they bring other women with them or they shit on women, but men do the opposite and they bring other
Hmm.
men with them, whatever. So maybe is it also because men are more practiced at that they do that their whole life in high school for
Sports.
sports, for just they learn bro code from a young age.
It's the patriarchy that comes with it too. That's what we were
Oh,
instilled to, and that's what we're instilled. Even think about it when we're young as we're
right,
kids. We see boys
right.
playing with each other and they're playing with each other and they're supposed to share and do this. When we see girls playing with each other, we have separate toys and then we come together to mesh it together. But most times, if you're messing up my toy, you're touching my this, my
Yeah,
makeup and my
yeah,
dolls and my this, and then it becomes there's so much cattiness to so many things
right.
that come and it starts from when we're little.
Yeah, 100%. I
And
don't
it
think any of this is learned overnight. Yeah.
no, I had a point with that.
Okay, wait, but no, is it like they learn it from a young age? Men learn it from a young age, the patriarchy
And
and
yeah, the
yeah,
culture
the
is
culture.
they're supposed to bind together and build something and grow it, right?
Right.
We're supposed to have our separate entities and be our own people, but to the point where our own people are always in comparison to someone else.
What I'm hearing is you're saying that girls and women from a young age are more isolated, and then men are brought together
Mhm.
together.
How is it that when we have like
100% believe that.
specific sports, right? Mainly are the sports of men, at least started as for men, right? They're all team sports. For
Mhm.
women, they all have separate
It's individual.
and they're all competing against each other. Say football and gymnastics.
Right.
Why is
Right.
that we're competing against each other as opposed to a team competing against another team?
But also how it was is that in history, women were not involved in sports. It
And
was
then when they finally
men were
brought us in,
always involved involved
we're
in
competing against each
sports.
other.
Right. Right. And I'm sure that wasn't an accident.
No.
I'm sure that was on purpose.
Why is it that women's sports we have the sluttiest little outfits and then with men they're completely covered?
Those baseball outfits are pretty tight. They have tight pants
It's
all out
for
like,
the dynamic of running
that's
and
true. But they're still covered. You're right. They're still covered
yeah.
head to toe. None of them are, shirtless. I guess beach volleyball would be the exception, but whatever.
Yeah, but
You're
have you
right.
seen beach volleyball for women? They're in bikinis.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So even though men have a lack of a shirt, they have their bottom portion covered. Women, they're wearing pieces that are this big. And that's their uniform.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, which segues into how men are taught to express themselves and their approval of society to say and wear certain things. And it's fine. Men can be shirtless,
Mhm.
women cannot, or at least I guess you can't show your nipples. I don't know. It's odd. And I understand that for, like, that's the American society, because I feel if you go to other countries, it maybe depends, I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that the comfortability of men and what they're taught to do
Mhm.
and how to express is more free
Yeah.
than women have ever been. I mean, like,
Yeah, let's look at school standards.
yeah,
Because
tell me.
boys can wear certain things at school and girls are not allowed to wear. What is a spaghetti strap gonna
Yeah.
do? What is
Like
it
that,
gonna
because
do?
it is right. It is totally absurd.
Yeah,
We're gonna really get on the spaghetti straps when you have boys wearing baggy
and
pants
your
and, like,
asses are out.
yeah, we see your underwear,
Yeah.
or you're wearing jackets that probably don't say, appropriate things or
Mhm.
whatever. So, yeah,
Oh,
for us
man.
girl moms, we have to really watch out. You're a true girl
Yeah,
mom.
spaghetti straps
Um,
is a thing, apparently. It's always been a thing within, and it doesn't even go into the fact that we're not allowed to wear that as women. It goes to the fact that men don't know how to not sexualize us.
Correct. Now, I do appreciate you bringing that up, because I think that men don't know how to not sexualize us, because they want to be sexual.
They go, "It's instilled in us," and yet that example of, if there's a steak on the table and I train my dog not to eat the steak, he won't eat the steak.
You have to practice.
You have to train
Train
them.
yourself.
You
Train
train them.
yourself.
Train your sons.
Yeah, train your sons. Teach them. I do see it's rare, but I do champion some men in my life, some men that are very close to me, that they don't sexualize women, and that's really rare. And actually,
Yeah.
what I see in those situations is because, yes, I think they weren't taught as much, but also they have a lot of sisters, and then they love their mom. They see
The
that
respect.
example, that respect. Yeah, 100%. And although I do think it's hard for men not to sexualize women even more now because of social media, and women have always made money sexualizing themselves in whatever way
The
they feel.
oldest job in the world is prostitution. The
Is
oldest,
it?
yes. The oldest job in the book is
I mean, I
prostitution.
believe that. It's in the Bible. It's in
Yeah,
the Bible.
but I was like, we monetized off the fact that
Yeah.
that's what men want.
Is that
Because
everybody?
sex sells.
Yes, sex
That's a
sells.
very common slogan that everyone uses
It,
within marketing and business. So,
and they're not wrong at all. The predictability of humans is, like, there's a couple things. Everybody is sexual in
mhm.
in some way or form. And everybody is selfish. Men specifically, they're going to keep power and wealth for themselves, and they're going to try to obtain it. Like, but those there's more to that.
Neurologically, yes, we're all STEM that way. But if that's the case neurologically, and that's how the human design is that's how we're made. We as individuals, we as women can also alter it and be the same way. We don't
Tell me
have to
more about
stay,
that.
but we don't have to stay in this pathway that states that we are supposed to only be homemakers. We're only supposed to be at home cooking for the kids. We're only
I
supposed to be at
understand.
home cooking and cleaning. If the fact that they've put us at a standard where we also have to make the same amount of money that they make and take care of the household and take care of the children, why can't they? Because neurologically, yes, within the human design, we're supposed that's how they implanted it that men are
I
a
like that
certain
implant.
way,
It is brainwashing.
that men are a certain way, and they're supposed to be a certain way. Then how come I don't see those men nowadays? Where are they? It's human design.
Where are you guys? Are you out there?
Like,
Hello?
all of a sudden, everything just altered, brain chemistry just completely dissipated.
Hey, I think it's definitely a choice. And then if they were presented with a situation of, like, you have an option of having somebody in your life, a woman, a wife, to take care of children and to, change diapers and do housework and do kind of the inferior work. They're gonna, or it's like you do it and then you also make money, or you do it and then make money too. They're gonna choose. Maybe I hope this makes sense. It's like they're gonna choose
I'm
to
gonna choose to
see.
clock in for 8 hours, get bitched at by my boss, and then come home and do whatever the hell I want to do, as
Correct.
opposed to being a homemaker where I have to be at home and take care of the children
Correct.
24/7 and lack sleep.
Correct. And I don't then that's and that those roles and that
And
situation isn't. Go ahead.
I think as women, we need to stop applauding that too.
Yes.
We need to stop saying, "Well, I stay at home, I cook for the kids, and I do this."
Mm.
Okay, and guess what's
Yeah,
gonna
or for my
happen?
man.
Yeah, and guess what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen when he leaves you? Because the statistic of divorce and everyone breaking up within relationships is really, really high right now.
It
But
is high.
guess what happens when he leaves you? He's gonna have all the money. You're gonna have nothing. You're gonna say, "Well, I cooked for you,"
Yeah.
and guess what? He's either gonna
He's
hire
gonna be
someone to cook for him next, or he's gonna find someone else to cook for him. But you have nothing to your name because of this.
I know it is, and it's nothing new. This has been happening forever. And I think for women out there is in any situation that you're in, men, whatever situation they're in, I feel they're thinking about how they can make this for themselves and how they can create assets for themselves.
Men are
So
selfish.
correct.
We need to start being selfish then.
Correct.
And we as women need to stop shaming other women for doing what they do. That's giving pick me. You don't get to shame me for doing exactly what your man is doing.
But they will do that because they are allowed to. The society lets them, they're bros, or that's what you do. It's her fault. You put it on her. Like, obviously you're allowed to do whatever you want, but we're going to make women not have that.
And how is it that,
same
again, you guys are allowed to do whatever you want? You guys have everything handed to you, and then one little thing comes your way, and then you crumble at the sight of that. Yeah, you did the exact same thing.
And that's what we call boys. Okay, just now that we did this, okay, do you
Clock
girls?
it.
Okay, it's not
Yeah.
this, it's like
No, it's
this.
like, yeah.
Oh, wait.
You just gotta keep
Okay,
tapping.
like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So what does clock it mean?
Pretty much like, yeah, that's it. Like, that's right.
That's right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Get it.
my daughter does that.
It's like just like applauding and yeah.
Thank you.
Like,
for
okay,
showing
Mary. My daughter does that.
She does, and I'm like, what is that? I don't know. I've seen
Brain
the
rot.
kids.
My kids do. My kids say everything.
Oh my god. So that's YouTube or is what is
That's just
brain rot?
everything. TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, everything.
I mean, it it's fun. The 6-7 thing, I feel like that was fun.
The funny thing is, we say it's brain rot. We all went through that as children.
I know,
too.
that's what I'm saying.
They're
Like,
gonna grow
definitely
out
in
of
the
it.
90s.
Yeah, they're gonna grow out of it.
Yeah.
It's just they need to go through that weird phase right now.
Yeah.
We're just old. Oh, that's brain rot.
What is that?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's so silly. But I do appreciate those moments because it's like we have to be in such a serious role all the time. And it's
I don't
like,
know. It's millennial moms.
I think that's fine.
I don't know if
it's
I'm
serious.
I don't know if I'm that serious. I go at it with my kids too. So there's that.
Yeah, it's true. And also, as a millennial mom, I don't know, compared to my parents, I'm more of a friend to my children than they
Yeah.
were to me.
Because we're trying to, at least from my standpoint, I'm trying to break that
Yes.
generational cycle that
Yes.
we went through with them.
Yeah.
And I get it was a different time. It was a different time in the sense of, yeah, they say it was hard. It's also hard now. But I think because it's so hard, I think we've learned to kind of divert from that. So we have to kind of balance it with a little stupidity.
Yeah, 100%. And stupidity and silliness and
to make the day go by.
just to have fun, just enjoy life. 100%. I know that there was a philosophy where it's like you can't be best friends with your child. I don't really believe in that. I think it's good to be friends with your
Yeah.
children. I'm not going to be a pushover.
They say that, but best friends with your child, right?
Yeah.
What's a best friend to you? Is it someone that you're just going to allow to do whatever? Because if you're saying it in that sense, then yeah, don't be best friends with your child. But if you're a best friend holds their friend accountable. Then yeah, you can be a best friend to your child. Right. If you're going to not hold your child accountable, you're not going to hold your friend accountable, you're not going to hold your homies accountable. Is that really your friend?
No, they're not. That's not true. Okay, so our first episode complete. Yes, great. Okay, so tune in on Tuesdays. We're going to drop our podcast videos. We post it on YouTube. The Audacity Hour has its own
YouTube account and
Instagram
account.
So that's where you can find it.